DeFi Darius Digital Asset Junkie TV. Thank you guys so much for kicking it with me. Thank you guys so much again. I want to thank you. And I do apologize in advance for, well, actually, not in advance. I apologize right now for the thumbnail, for the clickbait. Okay. All right. If you sell your XRP at $2.24, you are a fool. Okay, you are a flying fool. XRP Army, holla at your boy. Shout out to all the big dogs that's been holding XRP since 2017. Okay, before the big jolts. All right, so you guys, there's a lot going on. I hope you guys, XRP Army, you guys better be loading up on Flare tokens. All right, all right. Lots of things are going on, but before we get into it, all right? Before we get into it, please go to my X account. I need more likes. I need more retweets. I don't need more followers because I'm not looking for followers. If you want to follow, that's cool. That'll be much appreciated. You know, I don't need no freeloaders though. Okay, all right. If you got some cool stuff going on, I definitely will reciprocate by retweeting some of your ish. All right. So, Bitcoin sitting at 108, July 2nd. Big things are happening in July. All right. You know, big things are happening. Mr. Jerome Powell. Okay, Jerome's in the house. So, it looks like our Mr. Chair has been compromised. All right. So, there's a scandal going on. Looks like he's been, using, some of the people's money to, do a lot of fun things, So I don't know. You guys can do your own research on that. I'm not going to get into that. All right. I am definitely not going to get into that. Shout out Paul Barron, another big digital asset fellow. He's letting us know. All right. All right, something is coming, apparently. So our guy Brad Garlinghouse tweeted earlier, true to our long-standing compliance roots, Ripple is applying for a national bank charter from the OCC. If approved, we would have both state via NYDFS and federal oversight, a new and unique benchmark for the trust in the stablecoin market. You guys, this isn't financial advice, man. This isn't financial advice. You need to load up. You need to pull in. You need to borrow your cousin's Silverado, pull in backwards, and you need to load up. Okay? You guys need to load up on Flare as well. Okay? So now, the reason why I say load up on Flare, all right, XRP and Flare, they're doing a lot of things together. Okay? XRP is really just, from what I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong, all right? XRP is into sending money fast. That's it, all right? Flare is going to, it's going to put a cherry on top. You guys remember Game Genie back in the day? All right, look at Flare is like the Game Genie, all right? All right? XRP is like the little cartridge, and Flare's the Game Genie, all right? So just think about that. So let me tell you guys a story. I did business with Nexo Wallet, right? So with Nexo Wallet, if you have X amount of Bitcoin or Ethereum, they give you 50% liquidity, which is if you have $10,000, you can borrow $5,000. All right. All right. So with XRP, there was a 30% liquidity. All right. Solana, 30% liquidity. Bitcoin and ETH were the only ones that had 50%. Okay. That's just a side note. Soon, companies are going to give XRP 50% liquidity. All right. So I'm looking forward to that. But okay, so with my relationship with Nexo, the more Nexo tokens I bought, the better percentage I got from, borrowing against my tokens. Do you guys get it? Okay, so since I have my money on the Nexo wallet, I might as well buy the local token, right? If you have crypto.com, you might as well buy the Chronos, right? If you have Binance, you might as well buy BNB, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? All right, so owning Flare tokens, and this is, do your own research, all right? But I know for a fact that Flare does Flare does business with other blockchains, all right? So owning a Flare token, especially if you're an XRP holder, that can be, you can do special things with it, okay? But also if you have ETH, I don't want to throw out any other tokens that Flare is compatible with, but Flare's doing a lot of stuff, man. All right, so I would definitely load up on Flare tokens. You get it? And if you load up on Flare tokens because of this, man, give me a follow, man. Stop playing. Stop playing, okay? All right, the F Assets Incentive Program launches with 2.2 billion Flare in field assets, adopting and bringing institutional grade DeFi to Flare. All right, that's decentralized finance to Flare. Validation is clear. Uphold and Vivo powers 100 million commitments signal prime for Flare network. And we're ready to set the stage for XRP5. So a lot is going on, you guys. A lot is going on, man. You guys need to really scoop up, scoop up. All right, with a little shovel. Pick up 10 a week, 10 tokens a week, man. If you got it like that, pick up 50. All right. This is not financial advice. I apologize for the clickbait, but I gotta do something. Please, everybody. Y'all know what to do.